All right, we are live this morning on this is ZatZoom, and happy Saturday morning to everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
How's everybody doing? You have a good week?
Busy week.
Very busy.
Prepping, heading out of town here.
Yeah, we have Kathy remotely today. What state are you in?
We are still in Ohio. Oh, we're almost to Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Getting close to
I have
Kentucky.
relatives there, I think.
We're heading down to Florida.
Oh,
She's coming
Nice
for lunch
warm.
tomorrow.
oh, yay.
No,
That
I
would
just
be
made that up.
great.
You're welcome. All right. I don't know why that opened. I hope I'm in the right spot. I'm going to just check and make sure that we are in Living Well and Wise.
It says you're live on Facebook.
I see us. Okay, good.
Alrighty.
So we have a jam-packed show today. We opened Pandora's box when it came to this whole subject of love yourself, and that came about because Kathy and I were planning. I don't know if my husband's leaving or not. We were planning ahead. We said, oh, that week's going to be the day before Valentine's Day. Let's do a love theme. So we said, love yourself. And the more we looked into it, the more we found, because there's just so much. And really loving yourself is taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, your soul, your spiritual health, everything. It's all encompassing. And so last week we just kind of hit the tip of the iceberg as far as introducing some of the main categories in how you can take care of yourself. And today we're going to focus more on physical self. So before we get too far into that, Kathy, are you diffusing anything today in the car?
Well, actually, I don't have a regular diffuser, but I do have my vent diffuser clip.
I love that one.
Yes, so do I. Smells great. I added peppermint, and then I decided, well, why not just add the allergy trio in there? So I'm doing lemon, lavender, and peppermint. There's just extra peppermint in it right now, though.
That's what I've got going. I've got that, my new Aria, the white Aria. I finally got myself an Aria. That's in the other room, doing lemon, peppermint, and lavender. But in here today, I've got, there's not a name for it. I'm just going to call it motivation and focus, because that's my goal, since like I kind of wasted all of January. I have 4 drops of orange, 3 drops of rosemary, and 2 drops of cypress. So I'm ready to go. All right. So this whole thing about physical love, and we're going to talk about physical love today. First of all, it takes work, right? I think sometimes we feel like, well, we're here, we eat, we sleep, we should be fine. But it really takes work to do it right, to avoid the stuff that you shouldn't be doing and do more of the things that you should be doing. So be kind to yourself, and take it in small increments. I think start small, start with one thing that you're going to do. Last week, I shared my calendar that I put on my refrigerator to help me do the basic things. So if you can't read it, it says ACV or lemon water. First thing in the morning, I drink like a 8 to 10 ounce glass of water with either lemon juice in it or apple cider vinegar. My morning complete is I guess it's like a supplement. It's a morning drink with greens and things like that. And that's like about 20, it's supposed to be an 8 ounce glass, but I don't like to drink it with just 8 ounces. So I put a lot more water in it. Ningxia Red and Mind Wise, my vitamins and supplements, oiling up, exercise, which when I was reported on this last week, I hadn't exercised at all. This week, I've exercised 3 days. So, and I'm going to try to do it this afternoon too after this. Meditation, that's the one I still have to work on. Hydration, which I'm improving on. And then my probiotic, my Life 9 probiotic. So this is my it helps me to remember what to do, but it also shows me visually that I'm improving, that you have to think of it glass half full, that this is not what I didn't do, but what did I do and how can I make that better? So I was looking at this one website, lifehack.org, and this one article written by Jade Nix. She's got a ton of things, but I wanted to start with some of these. I'm just going to do the top 5 that she has. Number 1, cast out the idea that you have to be perfect. We put that on ourselves a lot. I know I do, that you don't have to be perfect, right? And you just have to keep going and little things at a time to improve. We are all struggling. We're all on that journey, no matter what your age, no matter how much experience you have, everybody feels like you're not good enough. And so the goal shouldn't be perfection. The goal should be, do what makes you feel good to improve little by little. Number 2, understand that society's expectations of you are an unrealistic standard, and that it can never be met. So stop comparing yourself to other people or to what society thinks is the perfect person, human, whatever. Number 3, live in the moment just for a moment each day. Just take it in and enjoy it, right? Just take that moment. Camille, I foresee this is going to be one of your Wednesday wisdoms, right? Live in the moment, just for the moment each day.
I love that. I really do love that. Because it also kind of speaks to like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, this specific perfect thing that you're doing that lasts a right amount of time.
Right.
I do love that.
Yeah.
There's no specific recipe for it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Number 4 is daily gratitude. And I truly believe in this. I spend time every night in my prayers. I always start with what I'm grateful for. Thank you, Lord, for this, that, and the other thing. And if you're not a spiritual person, it doesn't matter. Just stop and count your blessings. Count all of those things, or list, or even if it's, you start small. Like I started a journal where I only had 3 things, like 3 things each day that I was grateful for. And they don't have to be big things. They can be small things. They can be like, thank goodness it didn't snow today, right? Of course, I'm grateful for that every day. And then this grew for me into actually being kind of a prayer book for where I write out my feelings and I talk to God through my book. And I feel like I do a better job of focusing on that when I write it down rather than just speak my prayers. But I spend time with this, it used to be daily. I have gone by the wayside. So I made a Lenten commitment to this book, which is 100 days of joy and strength. So for at least 40 days, I'm going to be writing in this. And this one's a nice one. It's written by Candace Cameron Bure, who is Candace Cameron from Full House. And she has it each day. She has a little narrative to talk about whatever it is. She has a Bible verse and then a prayer. And there's a spot for you to respond and think and journal a little bit about that. So I started this on Wednesday, and I hope to continue this through Lent, and just a way to keep, keep grateful, keep contact, keep spiritual. So we're not talking about spiritual health today. We'll come back to that another time. Number 5 was embrace the fact that you can't control everything. Let it go, let it go. So those are her top 5. Then she has a whole bunch of more. So I will put that link in the, I'll put it in the Living Well and Wise underneath here. And then also this is being, this will be put onto the Linda Loves Lav site. And if you're seeing it through that, you're seeing this on YouTube or something like that, there'll be a link on that Linda Loves Lav page that you can click if you want me to send you the links or any information or a recipe or whatever it is that we're doing. So So, Kathy and I both like Dr. Josh Axe. He's a chiropractor, and Kathy's very passionate about chiropractic. Is that a word?
Chiropractic.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the chiropractors and all?
Well, for one thing, our family has 9 or 10 of them in the family that have been or are chiropractors right now. And chiropractic, is based on the fact that you're getting, your body is healing itself, number one. And in order to do that, it can't have any interruption in the signals going from your brain to the rest of your body. So they remove the interference by giving you a chiropractic adjustment, by removing the pressure that's on your nerves that go to all your organs. So if you have no interference in your spine, you're getting the direct message from your brain going to every part of your body, which every organ, every cell, everything will just work to the best of its ability. So if you already have damaged things in your body, of course, it's not going to restore you to full health, but it'll make everything will work to the best of its ability. Your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, everything, all the way through your body. So that's what I believe in. And that's what they believe in, that your body can heal itself. And without, unless you need, emergent situation, if you're in a car accident or anything like that. But that's what they do and what they believe in and what I believe in.
I love that. And I didn't really understand that idea of it, that you're clearing the spine for those signals for your motor and sensory nerves to go back and forth to communicate. So I love that.
Right. And so they're not actually, they don't heal people. They remove the interference so that you can heal yourself. Your innate ability that was given to us by our Creator.
We are amazing human beings. We are very complex, and I truly believe that no one knows, the depths of how we work. We've only just hit a little bit of that, and that science keeps working to learn more and more. But we're all on the health journey here, and we're all on the natural wellness. And I think that's going to be a movement. And I know you found a website about that. Josh Axe's, what did he say? His predictions for health and wellness trends in 2021. Those were, there are things that I think that we're probably doing a lot of these things. Right onto I-75 south toward Lexington. Oh, we know exactly where you are now, Kath.
Sorry.
But do you want to address some of those?
Okay, I have to find my article here. Okay.
Well, it starts with emphasizing immune system health, which, well, you know what?
Right.
While you look for that, let me just say that we've been looking at Dr. Josh Axe, who is a chiropractor, and he has 5 main parts of that you have to think about in your life to have good physical health, or to love yourself in a physical way. And we'll go back and address these more, but 1 is sleep, 2 is exercise or physical activity, 3 is your diet. We are what we eat. 4 is gut health. He's really big on gut health. He's got a whole nother book on that too. And the 5th one is immune system, like supporting your immune system and helping that out, because that's how we fight infection, disease, and all of those things too. So those are the 5 things that we're going to talk briefly. We're going to talk a little bit about all of those today, but let's go back to his health predictions for 2021, like what the trends are going to be.
Yeah, he deals with talking about emphasizing on the immune system is that people are going to continue to supplement with vitamin C, zinc, elderberry, those kinds of things, but also adding to boost your immune system with other supplements and herbs, which might include like echinacea, astragalus, I think that's how you pronounce it. And a number of other things, maybe the bone broth to help nourish your system. And, just staying healthy with real foods, with clean foods, fresh foods.
Yeah, I've been pushing for the bone broth lately, not getting regular broth or chicken stock or anything like that, but getting really bone broth, because every little bit helps, I think.
Right. Then he also talks about fermented foods, which fermented foods are great to help strengthen your immune system, and it also helps to enhance your nutrient absorption to support your gut health as well. So some of those things might be like sauerkraut, kefir. There's a number of foods that are fermented that we'll talk about, a couple of them too. Kombucha.
I like kombucha.
Yeah, kombucha.
I like kombucha. Sauerkraut, I can only eat with hot dogs. And who's going to eat hot dogs are not good, right? And kefir, kefir, you said you had a hard time getting that down, right?
Yeah, I had a hard time getting that down.
You ever tried that, Camille? Kefir?
I have tried kefir actually, and I don't mind it. And Denny actually has learned to really like it. So it just has a lot of sugar in it. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But it's different. It definitely takes getting used to.
Oh, it sure does.
And a funny story, he once tried to make, we didn't have milk. And so he thought he was making, I think, pancakes or something. So he thought, we have kefir, I'll use kefir. That did not work.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not good. But now we know.
Yep, there you go. Trial and error, right? Okay, some of his other predictions were that there was going to be an increase of at-home or outdoor fitness, because of the situation that we're in here.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can get so many exercise classes online or not tape. Sorry, I'm dating myself, but DVDs to watch, for exercise and doing that type of routine. And he also talked about prioritizing your mental health. And he wrote a book called Ancient Remedies that will go through some of the traditional Chinese medicine stuff for mental health. So I'm kind of anxious to get that book. It's called Ancient Remedies, and it'll be out in February. It's released on February 2nd. So then he also talked a little bit about understanding financial health and what this has done, to us this past year, and that, you have to be proactive, I guess is the word, to putting away things for your retirement.
Well, and it's funny that you should talk about financial health, but really, financial health is not the same as your body's health and wellness, except for what do we do about money? We fret, we worry, we have all this stress. So getting your financials in order and understanding where everything is, that's going to give you peace of mind.
And then he also talked about the increase of the CBD industry, where it's added to our foods or skincare products and so many different products. So that's a little bit more widespread, in the coming year too. Then he talked about a little bit about eating, and he used the term flexitarianism. And I really wasn't sure what that was. But I did read a little bit more on it. And some people to stay healthy will go either vegan or vegetarian. But what a flexitarian is it's adding a little bit of meat into one of those type of eating plans that you want to follow, to stay healthy. And he talked about cooking at home and eating healthier in that way, where you're going to be eating more whole foods. talked about different, what's called adaptogens, are herbs and things like that that will help to reduce your cortisol levels. So he said you can find these adaptogens in different supplements and teas, juices, and things like that, that you might come across. Different, like I said, different supplements. And some of the common ones are ginseng, ashwagandha. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Holy basil and rhodiola. It almost sounds like something on TV, you know? I don't know. I've never heard it. Rhodiola? Is that how you
Rhodiola,
say it?
I don't know.
Rhodiola.
A rhododendron tree? I don't know.
Oh, could be. I don't know.
Spelled the same.
And I think more people are going to home gardening too,
Yeah.
you know, what she's talked about, growing herbs or veggies at home, trying to reduce your toxic load, not just on your body, in your body, but also in your home. So more cleaners that are toxin free, you know, because anything you put on your body or you touch or you breathe in is getting into your body, is affecting you, you know, so you want to try to do a little more, you know, if you can purchase toxin free chemicals, great, or toxin free products, not chemicals, but also
Make your own.
Make your own. Yeah,
Baking
DIY.
soda, vinegar, lemon juice. A lot of those things are really good, you know, and of course we love the thieves, but
I know we talked a little bit about last week was grounding. So it says he talks about healing in nature, but he does bring up about grounding and being outdoors. So getting out in nature, taking a walk, you know, doing the best you can with that. And then the last thing he talked about is creating a comfortable space at home so you can actually relax or recharge yourself. You know, just to maybe even to like meditate or be in prayer or whatever, but have some place that's very comfortable for you without, you know, the TV going or cell phones and, you know, getting away from all the EMFs.
I think he also talks about decluttering and organizing.
That's right.
So that you don't feel like you're in chaos, you know, with too much stuff. I have a lot of stuff. This is not my relaxing room, although it is nice to get away in here. I'm away. All right, so those were 13 different health trends that he thinks will be big in 2013 or 2021. I'm going back to 13. And yeah, I agree. A lot of those things are on the move. All right, so number one, sleep is one of the physical things, and people struggle with this. And all, you know, I hear it. I think, not to generalize or stereotype, but I think women have a harder time sleeping than men, at least in my experience. My husband will hit the pillow and be snoring within 5 minutes, and I lay awake, you know. I find more peace after I've done my prayers and I've let it all out, leave it to God kind of thing, so that I'm not thinking about it too much. But even so, sometimes that my brain still doesn't want to shut down. So you want to strive for at least 7 hours. Some people need more. Some people need less, but I think 7 hours to 8 hours is a good amount. And you want to try to do it without like prescriptions. Try natural sleep aids. So when you get enough sleep, you're gonna avoid issues like depression, weight gain. So sleep and weight gain is, you know, getting good night's sleep is really going to help your weight as well. Inflammation and decreased in attention span if you don't get enough sleep. And then some sleep promoting foods. You want to look for things with tryptophan, like turkey, right? Melatonin and serotonin. One suggestion he had was carbs, like he said honey and a whole grain bread paired with a protein like turkey, nuts, or seeds. That combination has that melatonin or serotonin in there, tryptophan. Tart cherry juice is another one that has a lot of natural melatonin. And I just have to remember to take that because I have little bottles of it and I bought it for this purpose and then I forget about it. And I don't want to have it too late at night. But I think if you have it like an hour or two before bedtime, then that has time to work. So tart cherry juice, getting enough calcium and magnesium in your diet, or through quality supplements. Essential oils, there are lots of essential oils that are helpful for relaxing. There's always something in my diffuser, and I also oil up with roller bottles. Like I use the CBD Calm at night, various places, either on my wrists, behind my ears, sometimes on the bottom of my feet. And natural supplements like Sleep Essence is the one that I like to use, which is has lavender in it. And I don't take it every night, but if I sometimes you go to bed and you feel like this, sleep is not going to come. I might decide that I'm going to take that Sleep Essence or something. Camille just turned into Stacy on the screen.
Oh my goodness.
So that's sleep. And then related to that, it's actually number 2 on the list is exercise. Getting some kind of physical exercise. Now, it doesn't have to be like an hour-long workout, but just being physical during the day, going for a walk, doing some yoga, riding your bike, physical exercise. And also that's going to lead back to getting a good night's sleep. Because if you don't expend enough energy during the day, and exercise is one way to do that, that's going to compound the sleep problems. So getting that exercise, moving your body, right?
Yeah, it also helps to improve your mental health as well as your emotional health too. Getting that exercise and get moving.
And I believe it also helps to pump oxygen into your blood. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute with the diet. We did talk a little bit about diet, but that's number 3, is your diet plays a key role in your health, right? So eating that well-balanced diet with fresh whole foods whenever possible is going to go a long way. And there's lots of trends out there. There's lots of different dieting trends. Some are good, some are great. And I think it's like, for lack of a better term, buyer beware. Really look into something and don't jump onto a trend, but look into something that has some research behind it. Some things that I have found that I think are good for you, and if you can stick with it or if you can make those changes gradually, whole food plant-based diet. Okay, so that doesn't mean you can't have meat. It just means that plants are the focus. Mediterranean diet is supposed to be really good for you. You want to look into some, not specialty, they're not really a diet, but they are exclusion of certain things, like getting rid of gluten, getting rid of dairy, getting rid of sugar. And then of course, Kathy talked a little bit about vegetarianism or flexitarianism, that those things are good ways. But Kathy, you've had a lot of success with cutting out sugar and gluten and white
based,
yeah,
right, potatoes and things like that. I mean, it wasn't totally carb free, of course, because your vegetables are carbs. But yes, we did, because white potatoes and a lot of the fruits that are the meaty fruits have more sugar in, even though it may be a natural sugar. They're higher on the glycemic index on the scale.
Your body processes them easily.
Right.
Yeah.
So the berries and things like that are lower on the glycemic index. So that sugar isn't building up in you, as much. But
yeah. Eliminating processed foods is a big one. If it comes in a box or a bag, can, yeah. I mean, there's added stuff to those things. to extend shelf life or even just to construct it, like really what is in a Cheeto? So darn good. So you just kind of, for me, I have to eliminate these things. If I don't buy it, I can't eat it. If I do buy it, I'm going to eat it. There's no way around it. There's just, I don't have any willpower. And I don't think I wrote this out, but there is a great, I was reading something about diet and they said, it's not about willpower, throw out willpower, right? I wish I could remember more about what they said, but I was like, yeah, I don't have any willpower. So what you have to do is plan ahead, right? Plan and prep your food so you can keep to your eating plan. So only buy the things that are going to be healthful for you, and prep ahead. So if you are one that, like me, it's like mid-afternoon, I need something crunchy. Instead of going for the chips, go to those carrot sticks that you already prepped or something to that like. So planning and prepping is a good way to, keep track of that. Let's see. Out of sight, out of mind. Sorry. Kathy,
you're also going to want to stick. Am I on now?
Yes.
I want to try to stick to the Clean 15 Dirty Dozen when purchasing your fruits and veggies. Of what to buy organic would be anything in that Dirty Dozen list, because they have more pesticides and things sprayed on them. And even with the Clean 15, you're still going to have to wash everything. So, right. Make sure you are cleaning your vegetables and things really good. And then the other thing too, when you're purchasing meats, look for the organic, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, because if it doesn't say grass-finished on that, in that last 10 or 15% of that cow's lifetime there, before they slaughter them, they're giving them hormones and other things at that point. But if you say grass-fed, grass-finished, there's no hormones, there's no antibiotics, even at the end of their life. It's all the way through. So you're getting a good clean meat. Get your organic chicken, and it should be free range organic chicken. Because all those things, if you're not doing that, you're putting those toxins into your body.
You're eating, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, like it's a little bit more expensive, but for me, it's worth it, and you shouldn't be eating a whole lot of meat. People overestimate how much meat that they should be having in a meal or even in a day. You don't need that much protein. I mean, you can get it through other sources too.
Through nuts and different types of beans. You're right.
Another hint about dieting is to allow yourself to make mistakes and allow yourself to indulge once in a while, but be choosy about what you indulge in. Pick something that is a little bit more on the healthy side, maybe a dessert with fruit or something with dark chocolate versus, just a plain old cake or whatever, like make those choices for you, but plan ahead. So that way, when I need that little indulgence and I need something, I know for me, like, I have a sweet tooth. I always need something sweet. So the Vitality drops in my water really, really help me to just kind of
curb your appetite.
It curbs my appetite and it satisfies the sweet tooth. And I can, I'll do that once or twice a day sometimes if I need it. Usually mid-afternoon is where I need it. But sometimes like after dinner, if I want dessert and I'm like, nah, you shouldn't have any dessert, I'll have water and put some of that in. That gives it a little bit of sweetness, and the calories are minimal in this, right? If anything, 0 calories. So there you go. And getting onto the water, hydration. Okay. That wasn't a specific thing, but hydrating, making sure you get enough water each day, half of your body weight in ounces. So I did buy some water bottles that I'm going to create, like told you last week, with numbers on them so I can keep track of how many glasses I've had a day or how many water bottles I've had, to keep track of that. I have a note about Dr. BJ Hardick. Do you want to mention him for a moment? Do you remember?
Oh,
he
goodness.
was he was the, you told me about he's the chiropractor, and he teamed up with Dr. Axe, and he's got.
Oh, it was Dr. Axe and Jordan Rubin.
Oh,
was
okay,
his name.
never mind.
That started
Where did I
Beyond
get him from?
Organic.
BJ
Yeah,
Hardick.
He's another one I follow as well. But
Okay.
yeah, Jordan Rubin had I believe it was actually maybe leaky gut that caused him. He was having digestive issues and lost a ton of weight. And he went over to California and talked with, I guess, a number of herbalists, naturopaths or whatever. And he got on a diet with the fermented foods and the kefir and all that. And he literally healed his own gut. And he had a big ranch somewhere where he raised his own cows and had organic beef and created different juices, with, greens and other things in it. And also had the kefir as part of his cleanse at the end of the day. So that was the only juice I couldn't chug down of his. But I drank the rest of them. I did it for 3 days. And, I had a real hard time with that kefir. I don't know. But also Clean Juice does a great, like a 3-day juicing cleanse. But before anyone does that, ask your doctor about it. You don't want to just jump in on things like that without talking to your doctor first. So
we got on a side topic, traffic. I think I'm with you. We got on a side topic a little while before we started this. And I was thinking about antioxidants, and that, how we always hear antioxidants are great for you and you need antioxidants. And I thought, well, I wonder if people know what antioxidants are and what they do. So I looked that up really quickly, and it said they are man-made or natural substances that may prevent or delay some types of cell damage. The diets high in fruits and vegetables, which are good sources of antioxidants, have found to be healthy. And it includes, antioxidants include vitamin C and E, selenium, carotenoids, beta carotene, lycopene, lutein, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what they do is they prevent those free radicals. They stop free radicals, and it all goes back to oxidation, which is depleting your blood cells of oxygen, like kind of wearing it down, and it causes these free radicals to come. And what you want is oxygenation. So that's kind of a side note about essential oils, is that they do help to oxygenate the blood, and these antioxidants help to prevent that oxidation. And then Kathy started talking about polyphenols that she found out about. And those are, who was it?
Lindsay Elmore.
Dr. Lindsay Elmore, she just saw a post about that. How she was talking about polyphenols, and which are micronutrients that we get through certain plant-based foods, and they are packed with antioxidants and potential health benefits. They also can possibly help digestion issues, weight management, diabetes, neurodegenerative disease, and cardiovascular disease. Now, I looked up the foods that are rich in polyphenols and antioxidants. So these are things that you want to probably include in your diet, just to have these things in there. Dark chocolate, cocoa, pecans and other nuts, blueberries, strawberries, artichokes, goji berries,
which are in Ninja Red.
That's in Ninja Red. Yep.
Yep.
You can actually buy goji berries from Young Living too, and just
Right, in a
Like
pack.
they're like dried cranberry kind of things. That's
Yeah,
what
I
they
put them on my salad.
Yep. I've baked them in muffins. They're good. Raspberries, kale, let's see. Certain cloves and seasonings, sweet cherries, plums. So all healthy things for us are going to improve. And our diet is directly related to our gut. That's number 4 on the list for physical love, physical health. So your gut health impacts like so many different areas of your overall wellness, because that's where all disease starts, right? Who said that? Was it Hippocrates? No. Is that it? Yeah, Hippocrates. I think so.
Hippocrates.
I think that's what he said. All the disease begins in your gut. So you got to make sure that your gut health is good. And so we've got good and bad bacteria in our guts. And we want to feed the good bacteria. We want to get rid of that bad bacteria. So that gut health, it affects everything from immunity, nutrient absorption, your mental health, and your digestion. Probiotics are the way to go for that, making sure that you take a daily probiotic. And from what I've been told, taking your probiotic at night as the last thing away from everything else is the way to go. Because if you take it in the morning, it's going to work on the food and not on the gut. So you want to have a relatively empty stomach when you take that probiotic. Has anybody else heard that before?
Yes. Yes, definitely have.
And this goes back to what you were saying, eating foods like bone broth, fermented veggies, and kefir, like kefir, sauerkraut, kombucha. I actually like kombucha. It's like kind of like a soda with that. It's, even though it's made with sugar, it's fermented, so it's not overly sweet. But I like that one.
Just don't shake it up before you drink it.
No. And the other thing for your gut health is avoiding inflammatory foods. Now, this goes all back to diet as well. Like everything is intertwined. Sorry, I'm getting excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
So inflammatory foods that cause inflammation in the body.
True.
Yeah, cause inflammation. It's going to affect your gut health. Vegetable oil, sugar, fried foods, dairy, processed meats, artificial sweeteners, excess alcohol. I like how it says excess. So you can have a glass a day, right? We talked about that last week.
We talked about wine, yeah.
Yep, a glass of wine a day. I got some of that Cannonau wine that I'm going to try.
Ooh.
I bought 2 bottles, but I haven't opened it yet because I don't drink that much. So, but I'm excited. I want to drink that. I'm going to put it on the schedule for tonight. Saturated fats, refined wheat flours, and factory made bread, which I love, because if you make your own bread and you're using natural ingredients, it's not going to be as bad for you as this, Wonder Bread, right?
So do you remember the Wonder Bread slogan? Wonder Bread builds a strong body 12 ways. I don't think so. We were lied to.
Gets in the way. But, I was listening to something else. Sorry, I can't quote where, but they were talking about how we have this sofa diet. We have to get away from the sofa diet, and I love it. And the sofa is an acronym? SOFA. Sugar, oil, fats, and alcohol. Getting rid of those things are going to help you. And a lot of those things were mentioned here. So you're not only working on your diet, but you're working on your gut, which leads you to number 5, which is working on your immune system, and supporting that immune system. And we keep coming around in circles and repeating things, but I think you already mentioned echinacea, elderberry, ginseng, astragalus root, and the adding things like bone broth, green tea, supplements like vitamin D and zinc are all going to help support that immune system. And the foods that boost your immune system, let's see if we hear any repeats here. I'm not sure. Citrus fruits, vitamin C supplements, red bell peppers, broccoli, garlic, love my garlic, ginger, spinach, yogurt, almonds, sunflower seeds, turmeric, green tea, papaya, kiwi, poultry, and shellfish. All of those things can be helpful for boosting your immune system. And he gave some ideas about how to boost that too. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you have to be careful with your shellfish and all that. Is make sure you cook it. Number one, should be cooked, not raw. And number two, know where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's farm raised or,
I stopped buying anything that says farm raised.
Yeah.
I stopped.
That's right. But that was.
We have a delay.
No, I was just looking to see if I missed anything, but that was the one thing. You covered everything. I just wanted to, mention that about the fish. Any fish, wild caught, fresh is best.
Right. I went back to, I had another article that I found, and we'll put all these links in Living Well and Wise, how to boost your immune health, right? And so here are some of these ideas, and listen to these ideas and how we become this. There's a cycle here of all of this. Get enough sleep, eat more plant-based foods, eat more healthy fats, eat more fermented foods, or take a probiotic supplement. And this is mine every night. Husband and I go through a routine. When we turn the TV off, we go to get the Life 9. Limit added sugar, engage in moderate exercise, stay hydrated, manage stress levels, and supplement wisely. And so it just all comes back full circle, right? That all of these things are intertwined, and they're all what builds a healthy body and mind and all of that. Did you want to talk about, let's see, we talked about these. I got so many notes for today. And again, we're only hitting, a little bit of this topic. Even in physical health, there's so many subtopics. So if you're watching, or even Camille, what do you want to hear more about? Because we can take these topics one at a time in future weeks. You had an article, I don't know if you printed this one out. It was from rtor.org, which is resources to recover. And it was talking about mental health. And there were those 5 main things. Did you print that one out?
Let me see if we have the same one. Was it this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and the 5 main things on that again was getting enough sleep. Making sure you're getting through a complete, like Linda and I were talking earlier about, completing your sleep cycle. The normal sleep cycle is anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours. So you want to get that complete sleep cycle. That's why they say 7 to 8 hours is good for sleep at night, because you are getting through those sleep cycles, and normal night's rest should be 4 complete sleep cycles. So if you're taking a nap, take a 90-minute nap, or if you're just taking like one of those little, what they call cat naps or to recharge, make it a 20-minute nap, because you're still in that light sleep phase there. Once you get past that 20 minutes, you're in, a deep sleep phase, the REM cycle, where you'll start to dream and all. And if you're woken up in the middle of that, you're going to wake up groggy, tired, maybe a little irritable. So, and then the other thing was eating well, which we, everything we circled back to having healthy eating and not, overdoing the sugar, the gluten, the sweets, and things like that. So we went right back to that, and having a healthy gut, which is really important. Your physical activity, getting enough exercise, And it doesn't mean like you're going to do so many push-ups and squats and whatever. Get out for a walk, do some yoga as well. So you're having that
Dance.
meditation, dance.
Dance is my favorite because I don't think of it so much as physical activity, but I'm moving and I'm,
And it's enjoyable.
yeah,
right.
You have to enjoy it,
Enjoyable.
or why struggle? That's what I
Right.
think you have to do something you like to do that you enjoy, at least on some level, even though it might be tough. But if you don't, you're not going to do it. You're not going to stick with it.
Right. And riding a bike, getting outside, if you can ride outside. If you don't, you have an exercise bike, whatever, spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, on your bike. Just ride, and, the outside air probably is better, but depending on where you live, you don't want to slip on the ice. Another thing too, they talked about was good hygiene, and just even with that, I mean, just relaxing in a nice warm bath with a little bath, Epsom salts in there or whatever. That's a good time also for meditation if you're just laying back and relaxing, or a nice refreshing shower, things like that. And then again, like I said, relaxation, I just jumped into the number 5, which is relaxation, meditation, prayer, just like you said, where Dr. Axe, quiet time, where Dr. Axe said to create that comfortable zone or room in your home where you can just kind of sit back, relax, read a good book, whatever like makes you relax, where you're not tied into that constant, chattering of the TV or something like that. Play some relaxing movie or music rather to calm down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anita's watching with us. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Anita. How you doing?
And she has said she takes her Life 9 before bed. And she said, I love that you have to put drinking wine on your schedule. And she asked for a list of foods in the comments. Anita, what list of foods? Do you want the ones about antioxidants, or we threw off a lot of foods at one point? Boosting the immune system? If you clarify on that one, you can put them all on there. But we'll also put the links so that you can follow and look at some of the things that we went to. We lost Camille.
I know. I saw it go just to a big screen of you.
All right. So I'm just taking a look to see if we've missed anything. We've covered quite a lot. This one website I really enjoyed for it's a 7-step prescription for self-love. So we'll come full circle with our self-love theme for today. Number 1 is become mindful. People who have more self-love tend to know what they think, feel, and want. They are mindful of who they are and act on this knowledge rather than on what others want for them. So becoming mindful. Someday my friend will come on and talk about mindfulness. She's kind of an expert on that, but she also teaches a class at this time on Saturdays. So it'll have to be later in May or June, which seems like a long way away, but we're almost done with February. So that's crazy to me. Number 2, act on what you need rather than on what you want. And that's hard for us, right? We see something and we want it. And if we can get it, we want it. So think about your needs first. You love yourself when you can turn away from something that feels good and exciting to what you need to stay strong, centered, and moving forward in your life. Instead, by staying focused on what you need, you turn away from automatic behavior patterns that get you into trouble. They keep you stuck in the past and they lessen self-love. So needs before wants. Number 3, practice good self-care. So you will love yourself more when you take better care of your basic needs. People in high self-love nourish themselves daily through healthy activities like sound nutrition, exercise, proper sleep, intimacy, and healthy social interactions. Number 4, set boundaries. How many of us have a hard time saying no? We talked about that last week, I think. You'll love yourself more when you set limits or say no to work, love, or activities that deplete or harm you physically, emotionally, or spiritually, or express poorly who you are. So,
And if you have problems saying no, you're going to feel that. Can't put your face in. He had his hand in front of me pointing at something on the screen. We're driving. He was probably pointing out wildlife.
well,
Anyway,
thanks, Rich, for putting up with this,
so along with that, where you said setting boundaries, you're going to know if you've reached your limit if you start feeling overwhelmed with something.
Even if it's something that you normally would like, right?
Right.
If you're
Then
stressed about it.
If you're stressed and you start feeling overwhelmed, you've put too much on your plate. And you're, like my dad always used to say, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. So of putting food on my plate. But it's the same thing with this, right?
Right. Yeah, I just got a note from Camille said her internet conked out. She's trying to get back in. Number 5, protect yourself. I'm going to read this one directly because I don't want to not do justice to it. Bring the right people into your life. I love the term frenemies that I learned from my younger clients. It describes so well the type of friends who take pleasure in your pain and loss rather than in your happiness and success. My suggestion to you here, get rid of them. There isn't enough time in your life to waste on people who want to take away the shine on your face that says, I genuinely love myself and life. You will love and respect yourself more. So protect yourself, get rid of negative influences. Number 6 is forgive yourself. We humans can be so hard on ourselves. The downside of taking responsibility for our actions is punishing ourselves too much for mistakes in learning and growing. So you have to accept your humanness. You have to, I like the idea of a growth mindset where you make mistakes and you say, okay, good. Now I can move forward. Now I can grow. I'm going to learn from this and do better rather than beating yourself up and punishing yourself. There's no reason for that. So forgive yourself for your past indiscretions or, sins or whatever, and move forward. God forgives you, forgive yourself, right? Don't hold on to that.
Also forgive others, you don't want to just like hold a grudge. And
Right.
if you can let it go and just move on. And like you said, get rid of the either toxic people or people that are your frenemies that want to take away your shine.
Oh, your internet is a little bit off. Are you seeing me, Kathy? You're frozen. You're frozen. Maybe you'll come back.
Yeah, probably.
I hear your voice, but you're still frozen on the screen. But of one thing about letting it go like that, I'll tell you a quick story. My daughter and I do the same thing, and I yell at her for it, and my mom used to yell at me for it, but it's actually a healthy thing. When you're driving and you get frustrated by another driver and whatever, I like to curse. I just do. And I just let it go. My mom goes, settle down. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. I'm like, no, the opposite. I'm letting it out. I'm releasing it and letting it go. And then I don't have to have it worrying on me. It doesn't have to build and be stressful for me. And my daughter does the same thing. And she's like, chill, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, but I guess when you experience this as a third party watching somebody do this, it looks like they're going to, they have all this rage inside. But for me, it's like, get it out and get it over with. And I forget about it. So
you're done, right?
Forgive yourself, forgive other people. And number 7, which I think is a good way to end this today, and also is a powerful message, is live intentionally, right? You will accept and love yourself more, whatever is happening in your life, when you live with purpose and design, right? Don't just let things go to chance, which I think was my whole January. And so now I'm really focused. I got my list here. I got my other list of, like, instead of putting, I shared this with Kathy, and I don't do this every day, but instead of writing what I have to do, which can be overwhelming and daunting, I instead write down what I've accomplished. So, what did I do during this hour? Or what did I, and then I can look at all of the things I accomplished, because very often in a day, I'll go through the day and feel like, I don't think I did anything today. Where did all the time go? So now I keep track of it so that I can see that I actually was, productive during the day. But living intentionally and not leaving things to chance, not just like going through your day without any kind of purpose. I think that's a good way to go.
I agree.
And here's another thing she said, which I think is great. Your purpose doesn't have to be crystal clear to you. If your intention is to live a meaningful and healthy life, you will make decisions that support this intention and feel good about yourself when you succeed in this purpose. So it was another piece of advice I used to give my students who are in the gifted and talented program at school. And these were only, I would talk to the 5th and 6th graders about this, because they'd be like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I'm like, that's okay. You don't need to know when you're in 6th grade. Some people know, and they latch onto that, and you could tell. My girlfriend's son from a very early age was obsessed with planes, and he knew from a very early age he was going to be a pilot. He's like this close to getting his pilot license now, and he's only, I think, a sophomore in college. So some people know they have that passion and they can't let it go. It's all consuming. And other people, I can't think of the term for it, but it's similar to flexitarianism, but in terms of life goals and things like that, is that they go out and they have so many different interests that they don't want to pick one. So I think what you have to know in your life is that no decision you make is lifelong. It doesn't have to be. You can choose. And then when you're done with that, you can choose something else, right? There are people who get bored with sticking with one thing their whole life. And if you have other interests and passions, go for it, right? Okay. So that was the advice I used to give to my 6th graders, was you don't have to pick. And even when you do pick, you don't have to be married to that decision for the rest of your life. You have the opportunity to grow and change as a human being, and so should your interests and your needs and your wants. But living intentionally, I think, is just simply putting your best self forward there and doing what you can to support yourself.
Exactly.
Well, now we have you back with full vision and audio. Any parting words, any words of wisdom you want to add in?
I think we have covered everything. Mm-hmm. Be kind to yourself, be forgiving, And I take it like, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Are you looking for your faults? Are you looking and saying, gee, I look old, I have gray hair, I didn't do this, I'm out of shape, whatever. Are you looking in the mirror and seeing the best of yourself? Mm-hmm. That inner beauty, no matter what you look like, that seeing your accomplishments, seeing your kind nature, whatever. Those are things that you have to be able to look in the mirror and see, rather than just faults. Most people look in the mirror and say, oh yeah, I look my bad hair day. Oh yeah, my eyes are baggy or whatever. You don't need to do that. You shouldn't do that. You woke up to a brand new day, be happy to be alive. And
yeah.
Lost me again.
What's that? I love it from the book.
Okay. We're kind of like,
sorry, that quote from the movie, The Help, you is smart, you is kind, and you is important, right?
There you go.
I think that says it all. And so you need to honor that about yourself. You need to love yourself. And, you know, please weigh in the comments on Zoom. I mean, not Zoom, on Live Well and Wise, or email us or contact us in some way and let us know next steps. What do you want to know about from our conversation today? Where should we dig in a little bit deeper? I think nutrition is a huge one, but we're going to do some more time with loving yourself, and maybe talk about emotional or mental loving yourself, and things you can do for that. But what else do you want to know? And please tell us. Come back in and talk to us about that. All right. Well, Kathy, I think we're done for today. Have a great, safe trip.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
and if tomorrow you want to come for lunch on your way down, I don't know what, let me know.
I don't know how
Keep me
far we'll
informed.
meet.
I know. Yeah, hopefully. At least shout when you go by.
I will.
All
I
right.
will for sure. Okay.
Everybody
Well,
else,
nice seeing
have
you.
a great week, and do something to love yourself. That's not like a hot fudge sundae. All right.
All righty.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Camille, for joining us. And
Anita.
Anita, thank you.
All right. Take care.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.